Alright, let's talk Highguard. If you've spent more than 5 minutes in the mythical arena, you already know this game isn't just about pulling the trigger and hoping for the best. You and your crew of wardens are constantly on the move, riding across dangerous lands, grabbing resources, upgrading your base, and jumping into raids where every decision actually matters. With so many weapons and tools in your hands, it's easy to feel a bit lost, especially when the shield breaker is on the line and one bad loadout can throw the whole raid. That's exactly why this video exists. Some weapons in Highguard are perfect for controlling fights from a safe distance, while others are built to do one thing only: turn enemy bases into dust. In this guide, we're breaking down the core weapons you'll be using the most, what hits the hardest, what stays useful in almost every situation, and which tools are more niche but can completely flip a raid when used at the right moment. By the end, you'll know which weapons are actually worth bringing and which ones are just taking up space in your loadout. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking weapons in Highguard. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: rocket launcher, blast hammer, zipline gun, and field axe. Right when things start getting chaotic and everyone's plans fall apart, this is where situational weapons quietly steal the spotlight. These are not your flashy one-size-fits-all tools, but in the right moment, they completely change how a fight plays out. In Highguard, knowing when to pull these out is often more important than raw aim or damage numbers. Let's start with the rocket launcher, the ultimate problem solver when walls stand between you and victory. This thing absolutely shreds fortifications during raids, turning carefully built defenses into expensive confetti. That said, try using it in a clean one-on-one duel and you will quickly regret your life choices. It is slow, loud, and not exactly subtle, but when the goal is breaking in rather than showing off, nothing gets the job done faster. Next up is the blast hammer, a weapon that exists purely to say no to enemy defenses. It delivers massive structural damage and shines brightest when teammates are backing you up, creating space while you smash through shields and choke points. On its own, it can feel clunky, but with coordination, it becomes a frontline nightmare that forces enemies to reposition or panic. Few things are more satisfying than watching a defensive setup collapse under repeated hammer swings. Then we have the zipline gun, which is less about damage and more about outsmarting everyone on the map. This tool enables fast traversal, vertical flanks, and some truly creative repositioning that can flip a losing fight in seconds. Enemies rarely expect an attack from above or behind, and the zipline gun makes those moments possible. And finally, the field axe, your reliable multitasker. It handles harvesting duties and doubles as emergency self-defense. And best of all, it is automatically included in your kit. It may not be glamorous, but when things go wrong and options are limited, you will be very glad it is there. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Dynasty Assault Rifle, Saber Rifle Burst Rifle, Corsair SMG, Viper SMG, and Longhorn Revolver. Some weapons sit in that awkward middle ground where they are absolutely usable, but they demand a bit more respect and intention from the player. B-tier weapons in Highguard are exactly that. They will not carry you on autopilot, but in the right hands, they can still put in serious work. Think of them as skill check weapons. Treat them right and they behave. Get sloppy and they remind you who is boss. The Dynasty Assault Rifle is a perfect example. On paper, it hits harder than the Vanguard, which sounds amazing until you realize it is also less accurate and far less forgiving. Miss a few shots in a firefight and the advantage disappears fast. When your aim is on point, it feels powerful and confident, but under pressure, it can easily slip out of control and cost you the exchange. Then there is the Saber Rifle, a burst rifle that rewards patience and precision. Landing clean, controlled bursts feels incredibly satisfying, especially at medium range. However, every missed burst hurts because the downtime between shots gives enemies a window to push or escape. This weapon is not about spraying and praying, it is about discipline, timing, and knowing when to disengage. Close range fans might gravitate toward the Corsair submachine gun, and for good reason. At short distances, its rapid triple barrel bursts are absolutely lethal and can melt opponents before they even react. The problem starts when the fight stretches into medium range, where its effectiveness drops off sharply. If you commit to the Corsair, you are also committing to aggressive positioning and tight spaces. Rounding things out are the Viper submachine gun and the Longhorn revolver, two very different flavors of risk and reward. The Viper's high rate of fire makes it terrifying up close, but recoil and limited range constantly fight against you. The Longhorn, on the other hand, offers strong single-shot damage and excellent accuracy, but its slower firing speed leaves little room for mistakes. Miss your shot and automatic weapons will not wait politely for you to recover. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Kraken Pump Action Shotgun, Ranger Lever Action Sniper Rifle, and Paladin Automatic Shotgun. There is a certain confidence that comes with picking up an A-tier weapon in Highguard, because these are the tools that feel powerful without being brainless. They do exactly what they are meant to do, and they do it consistently. When a squad knows how to play around them, fights start feeling less like chaos and more like controlled pressure. The Kraken Pump Action Shotgun is pure fear in tight spaces. At close range, it is absolutely devastating, deleting enemies inside buildings and narrow choke points before they have time to react. This weapon is made for aggressive, push-focused squads that want to breach clear, and move on without hesitation. One well-timed shot can completely swing an interior fight in your favor. On the opposite end of the engagement spectrum, the Ranger Lever Action Sniper Rifle and the Paladin Automatic Shotgun bring two very different kinds of dominance. The Ranger offers excellent long-range accuracy paired with heavy single-shot damage, letting you control space and eliminate targets before fights even start. Meanwhile, the Paladin trades explosive burst damage for sustained close-range fire, allowing you to overwhelm enemies during prolonged interior pushes. Together, they cover both ends of the battlefield and earn their A-tier status with consistency and reliability. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Vanguard Assault Rifle and Big Rig LMG. Every now and then, a weapon shows up that just feels unfair in the best possible way. These are the S-tier weapons in Highguard, the ones you can trust no matter how messy the situation gets. They are not just strong on paper, they dominate real fights, adapt to almost any scenario, and quietly become the backbone of winning squads. The Vanguard Assault Rifle earns its crown by being absurdly well-rounded. It delivers strong accuracy, reliable damage, and smooth handling all at once, which makes it effective at close, medium, and even longer ranges. There is no gimmick here, no special condition required. You pick it up and it simply works. That consistency is exactly why it is the safest and most versatile primary weapon in the entire game. Where the Vanguard is flexible and elegant, the Big Rig light machine gun is pure brute force. With its massive ammo capacity, it excels at suppression, locking down lanes and forcing enemies into bad positions. During base assaults and raids, it absolutely shreds enemy wardens and chews through defenses without mercy. Together, these two weapons define what S-tier really means in Highguard. The Vanguard wins fights through precision and reliability, while the Big Rig wins them through pressure and overwhelming firepower. If your squad has access to either one, you are already playing the game from a position of strength. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.